Good morning all, welcome back to another episode of Off-Road Crusader, the final episode for this year, where I wanted to sit down and have a chat with you guys about where we've been in 2021 and what 2022 is going to be bringing to the table for myself and for you as well. First of all, just thank you guys very much for watching, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting on all my videos, for following me on Instagram, and for those special few who are supporting via Patreon. We've just had a number of people join up over the Christmas break and look very, very excited where that's all leading. So thank you guys very, very much for your support. I'm recording this in the very brief window, or the dayless window as it is known, between Christmas and New Year's, where all the days tend to blend together, where I have a little bit of time to sort of reflect and look back on 2021 and decide on what's going to be happening next year. So obviously we started 2021 with the Prado. We had the 120 series Prado with us. Awesome rig, really, really good. I sunk a stupid amount of hours and weeks and blood and sweat and tears into that thing. Awesome rig. It has now gone to a new owner who I hope is taking care of it. Kind of lost contact. But yeah, so that sort of happened. That was a bit sad. I'm sure you all watched that really emotional video of me saying goodbye to it. But then of course we had the 200 series came along, which has been an awesome car, upgrade in 99% of ways. It's been really, really good. Obviously it's needed a few modifications, which we've jumped straight into. A number of things, you're doing exhaust, you're doing UHFs, we've got the roof rack and the alley cab up there. We've put some new spotlights on it, and we've also done a few adventures with it as well. Obviously I've become a dad this year, which has been exciting. Has been game-changing in my view. Everything is different now, which definitely rings true with becoming a parent. I wish that we could do some more trips together. He's had his complications this year in terms of just not being ready for those sorts of trips, but I think next year is going to be much better for that. So fingers crossed, we're going to do a few more of those. Early next year, what you can expect from the channel is we're going to be diving into the rear draw setup in the 200 series. There isn't a touring setup, it's just a big cavity, a big open space, which sounds great, but when you're packing stuff for camping, having to pull everything out in order to get to that one last thing and then put it all back, it's very time consuming and it's not very nice, and it's also very untidy and probably unsafe as well. So first thing next year, we're going to be diving into a brand new video series all about how you can design and build your own DIY rear draw setup. Now obviously that can vary a huge amount on you guys and what, number one, what you want from it, what sort of componentry you have, your budget, what your sort of expectations of it are, and the vehicle as well, because some vehicles can be very tricky to work with. But I'm going to be doing a video series on how I go from it all the way from concept through to completion, and I suppose putting the dogs in it, getting covered with mud and sand. So that's going to be a fun thing to do. I've got a huge amount of components here ready to go. I've been waiting to sort of get everything together that I wanted for this rear draw setup, and then we're going to jump in and start building it. So early next year, jump on it guys, we're going to be doing a lot of DIY stuff. I've also promised myself in 2022 that this is going to be a year where I get out and do more exploring. I want to go to some new places. This year we went to some places and did some cool trips, but a lot of them were, we've been there before, we know vaguely what's there, but this year I want to go out and explore and go to new places. And I mean, last year was because of the baby and, we didn't want to get too crazy. New car as well, so I don't want to go, throw it down some corners. But it's not brand spanker anymore. I've had it for 6 months or so. So look, time to start exploring and discovering where the road ends and find some new places to go. Which reminds me that next year is also going to be the first year that Off-Road Crusader is going to be offering you guys the chance to come along on some adventures with me. I'm going to be putting up a full tag along to a list on my Facebook page. So head to Facebook, Off-Road Crusader, if you want to check that out. And that's going to be a bunch of events, most of them based around WA and around where I live, because I need to go on them as well. But they're not going to be like other tag-along tours where you simply pay, you jump on a trip, someone explains every single little flower you go past and a rock formation, and this is the cultural history of this gravel road for the last 200 years. They're interesting, not an adventure I'm particularly interested in. So when you come along on these trips, you are jumping along on the adventure and the exploring that I do when I go out for a trip. So it means that, look, come with me, let's go and check out this spot. Let's see what's there, let's have a look around, let's get stuck, let's get unstuck, let's find some challenges, let's overcome the adversities of exploring new places and see where it takes us. So that's sort of the spirit of things, which I think a lot of people want to get involved in. Look, I'm going to be doing it next year. So if you want to come along on a trip, check out the Facebook page early 2022, and there's going to be a list of events there that you guys can come along with. Some of them are going to be filmed. If you want to join on and be part of that and get your YouTube glory and all the pennies that come along with it, then look, jump on and let's make something happen. So look, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Thank you guys so much for your support this year. We have grown ridiculously this year. Off-Road Crusader has accelerated in growth of where I would expect it to be. This year alone, I've put out 21 videos. Well, this will be the 22nd in 2021, which is huge. When I look back and look at it and go, geez, that's a lot of videos. Over 13 hours of footage, 13 hours of edited footage for you guys to watch on YouTube, which is longer than the extended version of The Lord of the Rings. All 3 movies. So it takes you longer to watch all of the films I've only brought out this year than it would do to watch a extended length feature film of, godly incredibleness, which is Lord of the Rings. By the way, I love Lord of the Rings. It's my favorite set of movies. Notice I haven't included The Hobbit in that. Nearly 12,000 viewing hours on my channel alone this year, which is just, it's a number which boggles my mind. I can't even conceive of that length of time. It's basically, you could have, mastered, 11 new skills in that time. But you guys chose to watch my videos. So thank you very much for doing that, because look, it's very humbling, and I love seeing where this is going and knowing that you guys are loving the channel and you guys are watching and enjoying what I'm doing. So thank you very much. Obviously, enjoy your New Year's, enjoy the celebrations, enjoy setting all of your New Year's resolutions and forgetting about them come February. But definitely try to have a think about what you would like to get out of 2022. Whether it's, you do something differently, whether you try and do more the same, you want to get out and explore more, which I would definitely recommend, then look, put that on your bucket list for next year and say, look, I want to jump on one of those tours. I want to, find this little spot on Google Maps. Oh, wonder what's there. And then you go off and explore it. Give it a go. You'll never know how much fun you have. Cheers, guys. We will catch you in 2022. Thanks. And then my cuppa now. Ugh. This shit is a mess. Oh, well, deal with that next year.